me ask you a question. When was the last time that you absolutely loved your life? I mean, absolutely loved everything about your life. Not just for your children or for a partner or for a career, just simply love the life that you live. Now, many of us are constantly moving and shaking, and the hustle and bustle of life will make things just pass you by so very quickly that you won't even realize that you are living a mundane existence. And every now and then we got to snap ourselves back to the life that we love. And as an empty nester, I find many times that I'm having to do that on my own. I don't have other people to simply fill my life with things to do. When my children were growing up, they were busy in every activity that you could think of, and I was constantly ripping and running for them. And then when the nest got empty, I had to reinvent myself and figure out what it is that I like to do. And there are a few little things that I do that have made me fall in love with the life that I live just for me all over again. And I'm going to share those things with you. The first thing, and this one is kind of obvious for those of us that are empty nesters, is that I do solo things. I take myself on solo dates. I might go and have tea. I might take myself to lunch. When the movie Sinners came out, I went and watched it by myself because I wanted to concentrate on certain aspects of it. And I just made a day of it. I went to lunch. I stopped at the dollar store and got me a few little snacks for my purse and went into the movies, got me some popcorn, sat in the seat I wanted to sit in my IMAX with surround sound, and thoroughly enjoyed myself. Sometimes you got to take solo dates just for you, just to reconnect with you. Don't be afraid to go any place by yourself. Sometimes being with you is the best company that you need to keep. Another thing I do is that I take walks in nature. Now, I've been telling you guys about my weight loss journey, and I have been on a mission to try and exercise more. But I thought what would be an easier way for me to do it is to really enjoy the atmosphere that I'm in. I'm not going to sit here and tell y'all that I'm going to go to the gym because I'm not. I think my gym rat days are over. But I do enjoy walking in nature, communing with nature, listening to all of the sounds. Sometimes I pray, sometimes I meditate, sometimes I talk to myself, and other times I just walk and enjoy the scenery. But I'm telling you, a true connection with nature, the love of being outside, that's a blessing. You know, living in Florida, there are times when I will drive over to the beach and just watch the water or walk in the sand, and just the sound of the waves, roaring and hitting, the sand is a beautiful, beautiful thing. So just spending time in nature has given me a whole new appreciation for the beauty of the place that I live. Another thing I do is that I dress up for absolutely no reason. Now, people tend to notice when you dress up, when you take the time to do your makeup and all of those things. It simply makes me feel better. It makes me feel good about the way that I look. So I would just dress up for no reason. My daughter has a motto, and she says, all things over the top, nothing mediocre. And I have adopted that. So sometimes I just get dressed up for no reason. Sometimes I just get cute for no reason. And it doesn't necessarily mean a dress or something like that. It could be a cute little short set. It could be a pair of jeans, my favorite pair of jeans, and a top with a cute pair of sandals. You can put the little extra touch on it. Sometimes I'll throw on a little eyeshadow. But when I look in the mirror and like what I see, it makes me happy. And I tend to romanticize my life with little things like the perfumes that I like, or the oils and the lotions that I like, and just looking pretty and receiving compliments. How many of you have the ability to simply receive a compliment and say thank you very much instead of making an excuse about why you did what you did? Another thing that I do to help me fall in love with life all over again is that I journal. I meditate, I reflect, I work on my vision board. You are never too old to create new dreams and, imagine things and plan to do all of the things. And it doesn't take a whole lot of money and some trip to some faraway place to be able to do it. Tour your city. Get to know some places that you haven't been before. Add some things to your vision board. One of the things that I decided to do back when COVID kind of took away my opportunities to travel abroad is that I made it my business to, visit, as many places in the United States that I possibly can. And I have a particular fondness for waterfalls. So I will try to visit places with waterfalls that I like to see. And mark it off on the calendar. And I don't mind, doing it by myself. It's a little bit more fun when there's a group of people, when you're venturing into nature that you are unsure of. But many of those places have tours and activities and things of that nature. And I absolutely love a beautiful waterfall. Now, I know that this is not your typical waterfall, but I had the time of my life in the winter of 2018 in Niagara Falls. It was the most beautiful, beautiful thing. I had a falls view room, and I just enjoyed every bit of it. And the fact that it was wintertime made it even more spectacular. And it just made me fall in love with waterfalls all over again. So I have waterfalls everywhere, pictures of them, calendars of them. I absolutely love, love, love waterfalls. And they make me feel good. So I like being around them. I will simply prepare my favorite meal and set up my table, set a place setting, have my favorite bottle of wine, and prepare a meal for myself. I season it with love, and I set good intentions for what that meal is going to provide me. And I simply sit down and have a good meal with myself, for myself. I'll take myself out to dinner and take myself out to lunch too. But sometimes I just want what I want. Something that I cook. I'm not going to overexert myself, but I will fix something that I really like, set the table, and just simply sit down and enjoy myself for a nice meal that I prepared for myself. Now, we talked about the waterfalls and different things like that, but I am not afraid to take solo trips. I actually like taking solo trips. So if there's something I don't want to do, I don't have to worry about the group. If there's someplace that I don't want to see, if I decide that I want to leave sooner or stay an extra day, it is certainly my prerogative to do so. And I don't have to discuss it with anybody else or try to plan around what other people want to do. I simply do what I want to do. And sometimes I take solo trips. And in doing so, I have not only fallen in love with my life, but I have fallen in love with spending time with myself and not always having to compromise for the group or do what everybody else wants to do, and not have to spend money that I don't want to spend on things that I don't want to do. Another thing we can do is work on hobbies just for us. I'm a wine connoisseur. I do like to make wine, and I used to make it a lot more frequently, and it has started to feel like work. Kind of the same thing happened to me with gardening last year. So I decided to simply just grow herbs this year and a few fruit trees. But I enjoy being outside. I enjoy being out there with my plants. I am a plant mom. One day I'll have to give you guys a little tour of all the plants that I have in my house, because I do have a lot of plants and I absolutely love them. They bring life into this sometimes empty, quiet house. One of the things that I have absolutely learned how to do, and I've said it in lots of videos, is that I say no without guilt. If there is something that I don't want to do, I just simply don't do it. No, thank you. I'm sure you're going to have an awesome time. I won't be able to attend. If I don't want to do something, I simply don't do it. And I don't over-explain myself. That's not going to fit into what I have planned for today. I appreciate the invitation, and maybe next time. Something along those lines. But I have no issue with saying no without guilt. The last thing that I want to say about romanticizing your life and falling in love with life all over again is when you have those moments, you need to document it. You need to vlog, you need to take videos, you need to take pictures. You want to savor those times, because you might not be able to go again as soon as you'd like to, but you can certainly go back and take a look at those memories and reflect on the magnificent time that you had, and then plan to do something else. Life is all about living, and we must take every opportunity to do just that. Live as much as you can and love the way that you live. If you lead with love, if you make love the focus of all things you do, all people you meet, and you want that to be your essence, it will make a way. you can learn to love the life that you have. Even if you don't have a lot of money, there are so many things that you can do to romanticize your life and to make sure that you are living life to the absolute fullest. And I hope that this video and some of the things that I have been doing resonated with you, and that you'll try some of them. I hope that this channel blows up and we get to have some meet and greets and get to do some of these things together. If you like nature and the outdoors and the beach and movies and things like that, I'm your girl. I like doing things solo, but we're building a community here. We are building a tribe, and no matter where we are, we need to love the life that we live. Many of us don't know how many more trips around the sun we have, and that doesn't just go for those of us that are getting older. People are leaving here left and right, old, young, and everything in between. And nobody wants to leave this wonderful world or this life without doing as much as you possibly can that you enjoy. I saw something on TikTok that says we do all of this stuff only to die. And a part of that resonated with me, but then another part of me said, no. I am doing all of this because I want to live my life to the fullest. And when it's over, it's over. We don't know what's on the other side. And that doesn't matter. I am living for the present. I am living for today. And I am living to give you guys something to live for as well. So please make sure your notifications are turned on so that you don't miss anything. Make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel. And until the next time, the Seasoned Lady is signing off. Have a great evening, everyone. Toodles.